And later on in the Lutheran Church, I realized that I was more interested in coffee time than in the service. That was pretty close to the end. As perhaps a last-ditch effort to stay religious, because my mother kept trying to convince me that I needed to believe, I threw myself into directing a church choir and also directing a summer Bible school. It didn't help. I began to question how God could be both all-powerful and all-good. If he's all-powerful, but doesn't stop occurrences that kill innocent children, then he's not all-good. If he's all-good, why doesn't he get rid of the devil? Maybe he's not all-powerful. Well, our daughter and I took on a project of reading straight through the Bible, instead of bit by bit from here and here, the way the church services do it. One night, somewhere around Deuteronomy, in the middle of a particularly unbelievable and disgusting story, I think it was the one about the man who had sex with his 2 daughters, I literally threw the Bible on the floor. I was so angry because I had realized finally it was mythology, just like Greek and Roman mythology. The Bible was put together kind of by chance. They picked and chose different books. The stories are not all sacred. Many are disgusting, and many of the stories just couldn't happen in the real world. Once I had that epiphany, I felt like I had been released from a cult that existed, 1, to make money for church projects, and 2, to gain converts to keep the pastors employed in full churches. How did it change my life? Oh, one small thing. I was teaching music in public schools at that time, and from then on I tried to keep religious songs out of my teaching as much as possible. No more Noah and the Ark or Joy to the World. Until then, I didn't realize how much I was teaching Christianity in the music I taught. I started using songs from more cultures, but less religious music. Funny thing is, I still go to church because I'm a substitute organist for church services in a lot of places in the county. They pay me. I know how to pick music to fit the theme of a service. And pastors who know I'm an atheist have told me they're more interested in having someone who knows how to play the organ than someone who's religious. Meanwhile, every service I attend, and I know we've had callers who say, you should go to church, you should read the Bible. I go to church services. Every service I attend reminds me how ridiculous the stories are and strengthens my unbelief. We've traveled to foreign countries, and the non-religious people in Iceland and Belize, for example, are kind, helpful, and easier to get along with than many of the religious people we have met. So there's kind of the before, where I came to atheism, and some things about what it's like now. Now I have some things here about our marriage as an atheist marriage, and some things about family and friends and holidays, and I can go right into that, or if you have something else you'd like to say.
Well, no, you want to go ahead with the marriage, we'll get with the family and holidays in a bit. Well,
okay,
yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah. I brought a copy of our marriage ceremony with me in case anybody had any questions about, anyone wanted to call in about what a non-religious marriage ceremony is all about. I have all the things there, including that great blessing there at the end, the Native American blessing.
Now we will feel no rain, for each of us will be shelter for the other.
That
one.
Yeah.
Same one our daughter used to.
Right. I wrote here that our marriage is very much a shared process. I don't know about other people's marriages. I don't know about religious marriages because this is the only marriage I've been in. I wouldn't say there's a head of household in our family. We decided a long time ago that whoever cares the most about a decision is the one who gets to choose what it is that's going to happen. And it works for us.
And since I don't care about much at all, Cheryl gets to make all the decisions, and that makes her happy.
The only times we really have to work on a decision are the times we both care about it a lot, and that just doesn't happen real often. No. Usually somebody cares. Things that we share, we both enjoy learning, as Carl was already saying. We like to travel, look at art and architecture, and eat in nice restaurants. We like learning about words and grammar, which he also brought up, music, and one of our little quirks, we discuss the characters in comic strips the way other people discuss TV characters. Perhaps we've stayed married so long because we don't spend a lot of time together. We're not sure. We each have our own interests. We go to our own meetings and events, and we see each other in between.
Our shared interests, too.
Mm-hmm.
Such as Pennsylvania Nonbelievers.
Right. We do have dinner together every night, with very few exceptions.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's the marriage part.
Yeah.
And then I go to the family and holiday stuff.
And that's pretty much probably the formula for a successful marriage, is each person has his or her own interests, or his and his, or hers and hers, own interest, plus shared interests, so that you have something to talk about. And the one thing I also found out was very key was what was mentioned about what is important. Yeah, don't fight over trivial crap. If a pencil's put in the wrong place, you just say, "Where's the pencil?" You don't say, "What are you putting that stupid pencil there for? It's supposed to go over here." You know, don't put that wastebasket there. Put it over here in this corner. You know, that kind of stuff.
Important.
It just is so trivial and unimportant that I think that's what makes things the best, is we came to realize what is important, and that's and then we try to agree on that rather than worrying about little things that are just individual quirks. You just put up with individual quirks, especially after you've been married for 11,714 days. And tomorrow the number's going to change. Anyhow, so it's important, but I think the other thing that makes a difference is we don't have to try and run our lives based on a particular dogma. Whereas certain religions say, well, a woman has to wear these clothes, or this is a woman's work and this is a man's work, and never should one do the other. Or the man is the boss and he gets to beat on the woman if he thinks it's right. Those kind of things just don't occur to us, because that is not the way you treat another human being. And it makes a difference. Some years ago, two dear friends of ours got married. They got married in Canada because they wouldn't let two women get married here in Pennsylvania. So what did we do? We had a shower for them. And they've been married a few years now, and I don't think it's had any deleterious effect on our marriage here at all. In fact, we have a good time when we get together with them. So, you know, if you have thoughts about or questions about how to justify non-belief and marriage, well, just give a call. It is 846-5067, and we will see if we can help you out.
Let me get to my other challenge for the
Okay.
viewers. I have a little section of my paper about family and holidays, and here's where I have a question for listeners, because I really don't know the answer to this question. Part of my family is religious, and part of my family is not. My mother, when she comes to eat at our house, still says a blessing before we eat, and we just sit and listen. It keeps peace in our family. I think she was very upset at first when she realized that I didn't believe, but she gradually realized I still did charitable work, and I hadn't started worshiping the devil. So she gets along with it now. My brother is very religious, so we mostly don't discuss religion. But I know he's really worried that he won't see me in heaven. And I have a big question for him, or for you, the viewer. Maybe someone can help me with this. My brother, the religious one, has been married 3 times. Which wife will he be with in heaven? And what if one of the wives he doesn't want to be with in heaven wants to be with him? How does all that interpersonal stuff work out in heaven? I'd really like to have an answer to that.